Sounds of Silk Sonic this morning. Love's Train, 11 past 7. Mr. Rametsi, you're on a love train.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you are for 6 years now.
Yes.
We were hanging out with your love train.
Yes.
Bokang. Just last week. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uvulindlela, ne?
Yeah.
Yes, now here you are. So you've done a lot. I mean, we're talking about the work that she had done, and you've also equally done quite a number. Netflix is your home.
Yeah, well, it seems that way, yeah.
Pretty much. Let's talk about the work that you've done with Netflix.
Wow. I've been on a few. What's been amazing about Netflix is that not only have we been doing original content, they've also collected content that we've done over the years that we thought would die. So I've been with them with Kalushi, Silverton Siege, I think Hard Copy. I don't remember. Oh, Emoyeni.
All Netflix titles.
Oh, yeah.
This is dope. So we're just about to do a little feature called 959 Breakfast Champs, right? And you're a father. You're not a father, yet you are. Not yet, but you are in some way or the other.
Yes.
In which way?
There's I'm from the East Rand, and so there's a lot of and from Mlazi KZN, so I definitely like to maybe try to put back to the community and bring up some homies and little young boys and girls up there. So
so there's kids you're raising, or is it just
their parents are raising them. I'm just supporting and helping out.
Wow. So for a movie like Silverton Siege, do you audition for that? Because you do so much with Netflix, or do they call you because you killed that role?
That's a long, interesting story we don't have time for right now. But I had to audition for it again because Netflix didn't really know me for this role yet at the time when we got it. And but I'd worked with Umandla Dube before on Kalushi, so I think when they realized that the synergy, then they're like,
you did a number on Kalushi. You
bro.
did a number on Kalushi.
Hey, this is Thabo Rametsi, and I'm starting my day only on 959.
He is indeed starting his day on 959, 722. So if you are just about leaving the house, or if you've left the house already and you've just tuned in, this is the gentleman that we're hanging out with, Thabo Rametsi. He is a seasoned actor. Yeah. No. But are we lying?
Come on, are we staring on Netflix?
It's okay.
Yeah, sex is niche. I don't think we're lying. You are. You're great at what you do, and we like hanging out with people that are really great at what they do. That's why we start their days on 959. So check it out. I saw that you had posted that you're looking for a script to produce. I saw this on Instagram.
Yeah.
Has anything come forth?
I've had so many. Thank you for bringing that up. I had so many people send in some amazing scripts. I have some projects I'm doing with established writers. I just wanted to find new voices out there and just find a vehicle I can push and go. And then people sent some amazing, a really amazing scripts, which I'm already going to pick up. I think we're going to probably get into it next year.
Oh, nice.
What genre are we looking at?
Right now I'm in the action thriller phase of my life.
Young
keeper.
Speaking of dramas, bro, you played very huge roles in Silverton Siege. You're a freedom fighter. Then you obviously portrayed Solomon Mahlangu in Kalushi, right? What do you think is the importance of those roles, especially right now when you see the ANC imploding, yet guys like Solomon Mahlangu paid the ultimate price? What do you think is the importance of telling those stories and reminding people where we come from as a country?
I think it's important to tell those people where we come from as a country, the leaders right now. It's more of a, all art is propaganda, and I think I've chosen projects that are my propaganda, and just to remind people who they are, where they come from. You saw Upeitele the other day, saying, I was in a cell, and he was weaponizing his trauma. Meanwhile, the person he was speaking to right there was a citizen of this country who actually cared about the people. So once we know our story, they can't weaponize it against us, and I think that's key to be able to completely tell that story to people coming up. So I'm sorry, but I don't shake for Beitele's story, knowing that the system that he's working in is failing that same story. And I think that's key, that we should know ourselves.
Don't you fear though being typecasted? Because now I can't see you play this in a comedy, for example, or a bad boy. Because you were the guy in Silverton Siege who fought for freedom. You are Solomon Mahlangu to me.
So here's the crazy thing: I've only done maybe 3 characters. I've got maybe 18 or 20 credits, right? But it's just the work I've done here locally has generally been about those stories, because Ekaya, that's my propaganda, right? And if I get typecast for telling stories of our heroes, that's a good typecast.
It is.
And I'm gonna be playing Yasuke soon with Mandla Dube, and Yasuke is also a Southern African samurai. He's a guy from Mozambique who went to Japan and became the great samurai that helped establish Japan as we know it now.
That's wild.
So that's also
That's wild.
you know, that's also a historical story. So are you typecasting me in that? If I were to play hypothetically a Shaga or somebody,
Yeah.
I don't mind if I'm being typecast for playing so many extraordinary historical figures, especially when we haven't told our story yet.
What is your process as an actor to get into character?
You know, I didn't train as an actor or anything like that. I studied law poorly, but
You studied law poorly.
but my process is generally I get hold of the script and then I start piecing together the character with as much research as possible, and then I hang around the people of that world, even if it's like, you know, so if with the freedom fighters I went to go sit with the freedom fighters and I get the real perspective of them, and like with Solomon Mahlangu I got to hang with his brother, but also that's dangerous because, for example, when I asked his brother about him, he told me the perspective he knew about his brother.
Yeah.
Then I go to somebody else, like they give me their perspective, so you get so many different aspects of a human being that it's truly impossible to really showcase what they were going through inside. So you have to infuse it with your own propaganda, with your own ethos and your own being.
So as Solomon Mahlangu, you got to hang with everyone.
I did get to hang with everybody.
Oh wow! So
Yeah.
I see what you did there. So
Moving along.
That was moving along
Hey,
swiftly.
I'm not just saying you're hanging with everyone. I didn't say anything.
Moving on swiftly.
Yes.
But I think the first thing to add is this: Upra Mandla always makes us good spahle. Before, so we go to even with the Silverton Siege trio, we always go to Itun in Lawo, and then we sit there and then we ask for permission to tell the story before we do a single thing.
wow.
Get the
We've done
blessing.
it every time.
Does the
so-
family give you that permission?
We with the family there.
You're with the family
there.
there.
With the Silverton Siege, we were with all the daughters. With the Solomon Mahlangu, same thing. With actually the other characters that were coming up soon as well, same thing.
I mean, I shed a tear. You know, I'm a crier when I watch movies. With Kalushi, don't you have to go through some like post-counseling debriefing when you're done with the character? Because it's very heavy, man. How do you deal with all those emotions?
I wish it was that deep for me, but I know myself, Ngiyazazi, so I don't ever mix up what they're going through with what I'm going through.
So you've got internal boundaries.
I'm very, very clear. But I will say this with like Solomon Mahlangu, for example, I was allowed to pour myself into the character. Like the last monologue, I told Brahman that I wasn't happy with the one that was written on page, so I rewrote it. And I wrote it from what I experienced as a young black South African at that time. And the fact that those words could be true then and true now is probably quite telling.
I think this is so dope. I really, really think this is so dope. What was the importance for you, for your well-being, to jump out of law and fully express yourself and explore your artistic side?
My mental health was at risk. I remember having the very clear vision when I was in a law lecture hall of me being in a nice law office and a gun in my drawer, pulling it out and then doing the worst things to myself. So I knew I was in the wrong place.
Oh, really?
If I
You
kept
had
having that
suicidal
thought.
thoughts?
Specifically about the space I was in. So angazi ifihlo zibileng pushela la, kumele ngiye khona. But I knew I had to leave because I can't have a dark thought like that. I literally walked out the classroom and then I was like, let me go follow my dreams.
Thabo, what makes a good man in your world? According to how you understand manhood, what makes a good man? What is the design of a good man? And I mean 360 across the board, globally, holistically.
The only probably good man I know is my brother Wandile Tlaba, and he's exemplified so much greatness. He's kind, he's heroic, he puts the community and everyone beyond himself, but he never neglects himself. So I just think it's just finding balance. A small thing that Bogang, my partner, taught me, and it's my new religion. It's one line. It comes from the Wiccans, which people call witches, but they say, if it harms none, do as you will. That's how I live my life. So I think as long as and that includes
That's
yourself.
big.
Yeah.
If it harms none, do as you will,
Yeah.
including yourself.
Yeah, if it harms none. So that's if I live my life like that, and I do anything I want to do as long as I don't harm other people, including myself, and that's in acts like you're talking about, like maybe self-harm or harming other people. You'll be surprised how simple that thought is and how big it implies on how you treat the world.
How do you zen out? How do you tap out?
I'm never in, to be honest with you, man. I'm in my own. I'm always just by myself, to myself. I'm the god of my world, and I love to live in that world. And then I step into other worlds because they're the gods of their worlds, and I share their space for temporarily, and I'm thankful for that space, and I come back to mine.
You said in Kalushi you rewrote a monologue, from your own personal maybe experience or thoughts.
Sure.
Is it true that you were attacked by police at some point?
Yeah, man. I actually do not have a good relationship with police or the image of police. We were in Ejozi and we were like styling for a music video, and my friend Myers, who was a designer, he was watching these people something was happening, and then out of nowhere, I saw these guys grabbing him, like 6 guys just grabbing Umayas. And then I went to them, and then as I went to go like pull him out from those guys, like 20 something police just started beating me. And those people who were holding him were
crazy.
Police. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't like police at all, and I do not like them. Not even just for that moment. I think also like you talk about Tembisa now. Remember when I used to catch taxi for ACTM? Those who live in Tembisa would know. I remember like some fruits and stuff like that. There was this mother sitting with a child, and these cops came and stomped like the fruit in front of this old lady and this child. And they were so happy because she's not supposed to be selling la pestratin, but they had so much glee. So I don't like the image of the police at all. I think we have a police force, not a police service, and I think that needs to change.
Sure. What a powerful note to leave it on. I think we have a police force and not a police service. Thabo Rametsi. Thank you so much for starting your day on 959. This is just, you're a profound energy.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. And
you're welcome.
You're still gonna get a lot of roles, man. I still feel like Biko wasn't portrayed properly. Hasn't been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Denzel tried. Nah, I didn't do a good job. Denzel tried to butcher.
The Americans always go for
Biko.
it.
I think you must play that role, man.
I'd love to. He's one of my greats.
Write it up.
You'd kill
Write it up. Don't
and
wait for script.
No, I am. That's exactly what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
really awesome stuff. Because I mean, you and your girl Bokang. I mean, you guys are like a creative hub. So like, create.
Yeah, check out Nguniverse Studios. We're doing something amazing. But we'll talk about it later. So we'll talk about it when we have more time. And then
Absolutely. Have a great day.
Cheers.